Hi everyone. In previous tutorial videos I've covered both the front squat and I've covered both the military and the push press. Today I'm going to combine the two ideas together, which equals the kettlebell thruster. It's a thruster because you're using momentum from your legs to power the kettlebell above the head into a press. It's a great exercise involving both lower and upper body. As a result, it ramps up the heart rate and is a great compound exercise utilising both strength and power, and obviously cardiovascular fitness, as I said. So I'll demonstrate the exercise first of all, both from the front view and from the side. The variation of that I showed you there was propelling the kettlebell up, controlling the movement down into the rack position and then repeating again. This almost allows you to compose yourself before the next repetition. The alternative is, if you're very competent at this exercise and you have good control over your body, is to actually, after obviously you're cleaning the kettlebell up, once you've squatting down, power up, and it comes down, and you go down. But in that, almost the lowering of the press is never really controlled, so you have to really catch it at the bottom, and if you're controlling it on the way down, you're getting the benefit of more shoulder work there. It's pretty self-explanatory really, because you're using the two different exercises together. The only difference is that it's more powerful, so that the power's coming from the legs, and the things that you need to watch out for is that keeping the kettlebell close to the side at the start of the exercise. On the way down, as we discussed in the front squat video, the elbow and the arm can naturally track out from the body when you're in the lower part of the squat, making sure that everything is tight and controlled. You want to power up with the glutes, remembering it because it is a more explosive exercise. You really need to have mastered the art, so to speak, of keeping the knees and the quads stable, because if you're coming up at speed and your knee accidentally tracks in, you're going to risk the injury there. So whenever you're powering up, really make sure that the quads are tight. At the top, remember the kettlebell is going to be travelling at this point above your head, and this is where we adopt the full body tension that we learned from the pressing of the kettlebell, the military press. So the legs are anchored, the glutes are tight and the core is tight, and then the kettlebell is locked out at the top. At this point then it's dropping down and you can catch it here, remembering full body tension, and then you can drop back in and up, lower. If you're doing the faster version, the higher pace of allowing the kettlebell to come straight back down with you, then and then you're lowering. Once the kettlebell comes to about halfway down, then you start to lower, and then as you're lowering your legs, the kettlebell is lowered into the rack position. I think that was the wind. I hope that was the wind anyway, but it wasn't me. Whenever we add this into our class, a couple of the main issues that people have is, first of all, not having their feet wide enough to start with. They end up squatting down like this, meaning that their back is coming forward and the tightness there. And you're not providing yourself with enough of a stable base to be able to power up properly either. So remember, the width of the stance is important. You can widen the stance if you're still having difficulty, but just wider than the hip width part should be adequate for most people. The other issue is that people are holding the kettlebell out here, and it's this, and then it's back to here. Please remember the rack position. Elbows close to the side, the wrist is straight, the actual handle of the kettlebell is diagonal across, and it is like so. Some females may have a bit of difficulty, and it's okay to hold it slightly more out to the side, as long as the wrist is still straight and the elbow is in close, so you're getting the support and you're not fatiguing your shoulder. I like to just hold it there, and it's very comfortable. What you may find one side more flexible, more comfortable than the other. I know my right side is far more comfortable than my left. So those are the main problems that people have. And actually there's one more, is that whenever the kettlebell is being thrust above the head, the arm's out to the side. Please keep the arm close to the side of the head and in line with the ear, remembering your lockout technique of the shoulder joint. Again, this is covered more in my military press videos. Really, the kettlebell thruster. There is another version of this type of exercise, which is the squat and press, and that is basically just doing one, which is the squat, up into the rack position, keeping everything tight, and then you're doing your military press, and then back, and then you're bam into another squat. And that is really just the two exercises back to back. This is obviously more explosive, and it's a continuous movement, whereas that is two different exercises side by side, and there's a pause in between, so to speak. That is the kettlebell thruster.